What is good, Council of Comics? Welcome to the Film and Box Office new podcast, episode 30. Be back in 30 seconds. What is good, Council of Comics? We're doing John Wick Part 3. This is Film and Box Office News, episode 30. Let's go!
Black is like the brightest day. Where are the heroes? Soon as they get here, everything will be alright. I need a hero. Someone superhuman who can come and save my life. Crisis after crisis.
What is good, Council of Comics? Welcome to the Film and Box Office News show. This is episode number 30. As usually, we go over all the film and box office news. We even go over a special review of some movies that we watch, and we just talk movies today. I want to welcome my council members. Phil, green shirt guy, what's good? How are you?
What's up?
All right. Good.
Good. We are missing Cliff. That's all right. Cliff sends his best to the rest of the council out there that's watching. He wish he could be here with us today, but he will be back next time. So film and box office news. Before we get into the box office and all that, I want to just go over anything that we kind of watched this week. Like for instance, say we're gonna do reviews on this later, but let me share. Bad Batch episode 13. Anybody watch it?
Never watched it yet.
I started the first season and I fell asleep on it a couple times. So I have started the first season.
I got tomorrow off. I figure I'll watch that tomorrow.
All right, Bad Batch is just another good episode. A lot of focusing on clones. And if you guys watch Mandalorian?
I watched Mandalorian. Yep.
Mandalorian is also focusing a lot on clones, and
This is the way.
Yeah. So, as far as like Mandalorian, that was a great episode. We don't have to do like a review on it, but just the fact that they focused on that one scientist and his whole cloning thing, I thought it was whoever directed that episode did a great job.
It did kind of throw you for a loop. I was a little bit like, wait, where's all this? Yeah,
and I remembered her from Moff Gideon's ship.
Oh, absolutely. And him too.
Yeah, and I was just like, okay, she's being real nice. She's trying to help him, but then we'll talk about it in the review. She does some things.
At one point, I thought they recycled the actor too, because I thought that was the same actor from Solo, or not Solo, from Rogue One. That was the guy who stole the data plans and everything.
Yeah.
Remember the Imperial shuttle guy that they had? I thought it was the same actor. I'm like, man, did they really use the same guy twice? And I just did not catch it until now. It's not the same guy.
It had a real Andor feeling to it to me.
Definitely did.
And I liked that a lot. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm really feeling this. It was an hour-long episode, but took it, and I think they're trying to connect the sequel trilogy to these things.
Yeah.
Because remember Snoke in Rise of Skywalker, he was just a clone. And then the Emperor was in a deteriorating body of a clone. So I think they're trying to connect them together, and I wish them best of luck on that. Best of luck on that. The next thing,
if anybody can do it though, it's Filoni.
Filoni is the man. Just give it all to Filoni. Give Star Wars to Filoni. Dave Favreau can have it too, because it's because of Dave Favreau that we got the Mandalorian.
Makes Filoni go.
Yeah, like Filoni brainchild. Like, he knows how it's supposed to go because he learned from George Lucas and everything, and just give him the reins to the shit, man.
Get out of there, Kathleen Kennedy. Stop.
Shelby got I wanted to ask you your thoughts on season 2 of The Last of Us. Where do you think you might see?
I don't know. I haven't played the second game yet.
Yeah, I haven't played. I went looking, and I don't think it's on like the PlayStation service yet. I was gonna get the service for like a month just for my computer to play it, but I don't think it's
I
there.
have it. I got it on. You go to going to Best Buy on Black Friday, you can get games for a song, and I remember getting it for like $10 or something like that. So I've had it for a while because I was like, I have the first one, I might as well get the second one, and I haven't played it yet, so I don't know. I mean, there's a couple different ways they can go. They can either just go with the game. By the time they start filming, they can make her look old enough to she'll look the same. Or, I mean, they could do a Lost or like what's the other show that did it too, where you kind of get you get two stories going on at the same time. Where this is the main story of what's going on now, but you get flashbacks on each character of this happened in the past.
The in between and stuff.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if you get Joel and Ellie flashing back on people that we saw in this first season, and then you get more of what what those people are. But we'll see. Who knows?
Okay. What about you, Phil?
I personally, I hope they kind of, not knowing the story, I think it's like I haven't really heard any bad reviews for the story for the game. So I kind of hope they continue with that idea of going like with the game and maybe like offshooting a little bit like they did with this episode, like with this season. They really followed the game like super well, and there was just like a couple times where they went and did like their own thing that was like a little bit different. If they keep it like that, I think it would be really good still.
Well, said they're making a game 3 right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, is that right?
They did announce that.
Shout out to Empire Comics. What up, Angel? Hit them up on Instagram and IG. So the game 3 is in development right now. So they might do one of those launch both the game and season 3 at the same time type thing. And that would probably be pretty cool. But yeah. And the last little bit before we go into the box office was Shazam! Fury of the Gods. Me, Cliff, and Kamari went to see it. No spoilers or anything like that, but it was one of the better DC movies I've seen.
Well, that didn't.
But it had like a lot of heart. It had a lot of things about family. Helen Mirren was excellent in this movie. Lucy Liu was excellent in this movie. And it was just a really, really good movie. It was way better than Black Adam. Way better than Black Adam. And
are you only saying that because Cliff's not here?
No, I told him yesterday, and he agreed. He agreed it was better than Black Adam. There are things that will make you think that Shazam will stay in the DCU. Due to some end credit scenes where some characters show up, and you kind of put 2 and 2 together, and you're like, well, it looks like they might continue on. But what's his name? Who plays Shazam?
Zachary Levi.
Zachary Levi did an excellent performance, man. Excellent performance. And so did the whole Marvel family. Really, really good. And you guys should get out there and watch it. All right. Domestic box office. Speaking of Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Number 1, 30 million.
That's it?
30.5. Yeah. What they're saying is it's not doing well. But this is expected after you making an announcement of a reboot, knowing that you have all these movies coming.
You're giving them an out right now.
Like,
you know full well that the average, you and I know there's a reboot and pay attention to that. But the average person walking the street is not going, I'm not going to see that because they're about to reboot it. That's not why they're not going to see it. They don't care.
Maybe. Yeah. 65 worldwide. I believe this is like $150 million movie. So what they're saying is that there's a post-credit scene with a James Gunn property of DC, and they're saying that Shazam might end up over in that place. And I don't want to give anything away for people because the movie just literally came out, but he might not exist in the theaters anymore. He might be going straight to like that HBO Max type thing. Number 2, Scream 6, 17 million. Creed 3 comes in at number 3 with 15 million. 65 comes in at number 4, dropping a place from number 3 with 5 million. Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I want to check this, see if there's any. Could it reach 500 million? Who knows? Let's see. Did it do it? No.
No. I feel like it was at like 450-ish last week.
Yeah, but it's going to take another 38 million. I don't know.
I mean, it'll
world...
get there because they'll leave it out until pre-comic book day. You watch. Which is a little 5 weeks, 6 weeks. So you figure 6 weeks, it needs 30 million. If it gets 5 million a week for the next whatever.
But it only got 4 this week, so
yeah, it's on its decline. It's on its heavy decline right now. Cocaine Bear pulled in another 4 million.
Cocaine Bear is a great movie.
And I think that went off to streaming, right? You can stream that too.
You can early stream it. You can early.
Okay.
It's one of those you got to pay for. Yeah, it's not free yet. Well,
so
it's not extra.
It's made 74 million worldwide. Which is not bad for a movie that probably cost them about 20 million to make, 15 million. So they kind of tripled their money, which is good. So I would assume you're gonna get a Cocaine Bear too.
Probably.
Jesus Revolution.
Have you seen it? Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
I don't know how you do a second one.
Angel says, honestly, I don't think it was advertised well. We know about it, but most normies don't. It's true. It's true. Very true. Jesus Revolution came in with 3.5 million. Champions, down 2 spots to number 8 with 3 million. Avatar: The Way of Water is down 1 place to number 9. Puss in Boots still rocking at number.
I'm surprised
10.
it's still on there because it is on Peacock.
It's on streaming, yeah. People are still going to the theater to watch this.
We waited. I was like, because my boys want to see. I'm like, we'll wait another week. We can watch it on the house.
Yeah,
Everything Everywhere All at Once had a 259.8 increase from last week.
Because it got
it won everything, right?
Did this win? Okay, does anybody who won best film?
It won 7 Oscars out of 11.
It won Best Picture.
It won Best Picture.
Best Actor, and 2 supporting. And it won like Best Screen Adaptation and some other technical ones too.
Interesting. Very interesting. So I really got to see this movie.
It's long. It's pretty good. It's long though. I'll say that for you.
It's a multiverse movie, right? Pretty much.
And it's a crazy multiverse movie at that, but it's a good one. It's a good martial arts movie too. They're just not going with the regular rules of martial arts movies.
Yes.
I'm surprised this won Best Picture. They don't usually pick movies like this.
Support. I can't remember. It wasn't up against anything crazy that you would think that, that's going to win. The only other one I looked on that list that maybe if people got sentimental was the Top Gun movie, but those were really probably the best 2 movies on that list. Was this and Top Gun? I completely agree, but can you see Top Gun winning an Oscar?
Yeah, that was going to be hard.
I really liked it. It's enjoyable. I've watched it 5 times, but it's not an Oscar movie. Come on.
But isn't this Everything Everywhere at Once, Everywhere All at Once? It's kind of like a superhero movie, isn't it?
It sort of, but it's a movie about family more than anything else.
Yeah.
I don't want to give anything away other than that.
Okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis got the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress.
Yeah. Did she?
And then people got pissed off because how dare they give it to a white lady, and there was 2 Asian people that were in the movie as well.
But you know, what's his name? Got the guy from the kid from Indiana
Please.
Jones Temple of Doom. He got the best supporting actor.
Yeah.
Did he?
Short
Yeah.
round.
Oh, I hope he shows up in Indiana Jones 5,
Oh, they
man.
have to give it. They have to
I
put him in the
hope,
movie, right?
even if it's a cameo, man, at the end, like,
Or at the beginning, like he's the one that sends them off to do whatever.
yeah. I'm still, hey, over there at Disney, I'm telling you, you need that spinoff, Short Round. And he's an older guy now. He's learned stuff from Indy, and he goes on his little adventures. I'm telling you.
There's something coming out on Disney with like Michelle Yao and I think like some of the people from this movie. And
Oh,
like,
is that right?
Yeah, I think there's something coming out on Disney Plus.
Ramon was good, Ramon. He says Shazam was good. Yes, it was. A shout out to Ramon. I saw him today at the Newburgh Toy Show. Remember, Icon happening this November. Go to Icon NY on Instagram and shout out to Ramon and the website. The link is all on the Instagram. You can go there if you want to be a vendor. Sign up, fill out that form. Council of Comics will be live streaming from the event.
I have to
gonna
bring
be
a
pretty
handler
cool.
for my table. So when we go do that, I can have someone sitting
okay.
at my table.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I'll just bring one of my sons or my wife or something.
All right.
And I said this last week, and I keep reminding people every time we bring up this show, this upcoming show. If you mention that you watch us and you come see me, I'll give you a little something.
Boom. You heard it from Green Shirt Guy first. You heard it. Okay. All right. Moving on to some movie news. World War Z zombie CGI mistakes broken down by VFX artists.
I want to see that. I like the first one. I mean, it's CGI mistakes.
I was gonna say I thought it was. I don't remember any.
No,
like,
it's
real...
not a sequel. Although they are working.
Oh,
on
from
a
the first.
sequel.
This is from the first one.
Yes.
I mean, I see like CGI mistakes as like the Spawn back in the '90s movie or something like that, where like the cape is clipping through.
It says the way that simulations work at the base level, if you have your initial characters models and you convert them into what are called agents, and those agents are duplicated hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of times to create these armies. And when you have so many thousands of people, you don't have so many thousands of models, right? You're gonna see duplicates.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. So I guess people are complaining about that.
They're probably complaining that you saw some of the same people in a pile of. Who cares?
Like a
if you-
pile
like
that-
If you're looking at that closely,
That's what I mean.
I got nothing for you.
If that's what you're coming into this game and you're looking at stuff like that, you've got a problem. Ramon says, boom! And he also says Scorpion King was the worst CGI. Oh my god.
It's bad. I don't know if it's the worst.
It's not as bad as the Mummy at the end when
Bro,
Scorpion
if you
King
go
came
back
out.
and look at some of the Harry Potter stuff, it's not great.
Remember when the Scorpion King came at the end of the Mummy?
Uh-huh.
That was horrible. I don't even know.
Go back and watch some of the Harry Potter stuff. Actually, go back and look at, if you go back and rewatch Phantom Menace, Jar Jar looks kind of janky in some spots. Now, mind you,
Really?
he's the first one through the door, and the first one in the door always takes the bullets to the chest. However,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not always great.
Yeah.
But
That
it's,
Ramon
it's
says
first
that's
gen,
what-
so what are you going to do?
Ramon said that's what I meant. Man, Phantom Menace was blown
I like
away
Phantom
when it
Menace,
came
don't get
out,
me wrong.
man. And now you can see the little green screen type stuff.
Yes.
You can see it. And
But-
it's just like, no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, but it is what it is. At the time, we thought it was the greatest thing ever. So that's why it's
Yeah.
difficult to go and judge old effects based on what we can look at now. There's some of them that still hold up. Like you look at the original Star Wars movies, still pretty good. But there are movies from that era that we all thought were great. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Indiana Jones, but that first Indiana Jones from the face melting looks real cheesy. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like you're melting a candle because that's probably what they did. But come on.
Oh, they did that twice, though, didn't they? They did it in the first one and the last one. But it wasn't like
They
a
did
melting.
it.
It was like, remember he was decaying because he drank the wrong grail? And so he became like really
and
old.
then Kate Blanchett kind of disintegrated from the
Oh,
the
It
diamond
do,
people, too.
yeah. did
The only
too.
person that didn't really kind of get disintegrated was in Temple of Doom. He just get killed.
All right. Let's see what other stories we got here. Shout out to Screen Rant. Why new Hellboy movie reboot could be best yet, according to creator. Original Hellboy comic book creator Mike Mignola Mignola, is that how it is? I think it has a little Mignola type thing to it. Explains why the new movie reboot Hellboy: The Crooked Man could be the best film adaptation yet. Which one is that? That's not the one, right? That's not from this movie, is it?
That's the one with Harbor.
Harbor?
Yeah.
Okay.
The last one was pretty good. It was creepy, but it was pretty good.
Phil, you got to tell me about the blockers later.
Oh yeah, we'll get you one.
So they say his intention is to make a horror movie, so that'll be nice. That'll be interesting. I read the new draft of the screenplay. I read the new draft of the screenplay yesterday, and yes, it is definitely R. If the first Hellboy script that I read and I went, oh, it's a horror movie, which is what I wanted. Taylor does not have a reputation as a horror movie director, but so far we've had 2 horror movie directors make Hellboy movies, and we've never gotten a horror movie. For years, we've been saying, if you're going to make a Hellboy movie, make it small. And the perfect story to do that with is my personal favorite, The Crooked Man. I think it's one of the best things I've ever written. It's beautifully illustrated by Richard Corbin, and it's a solid story that doesn't involve a million different characters. Everybody actually agreed from the very beginning, yes, we want to do that one. Budget-wise, it's good because it's a lower budget kind of a story. It's not the Hellboy origin. It's not Hellboy saving the world. It's not huge. It's a subtle, dark, little folk horror story. Yeah, I'm down for that. You shouldn't have waited all the way till the 3rd incarnation.
I was gonna say you're on to your 3rd reboot already.
You know what I mean? It's kind of tough to come back on a 3rd reboot. You're not, Hellboy's not Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People will go see Spider-Man until the day they die. They can reboot it 100 billion times. People will go see Spider-Man. But Hellboy, visually an iconic character, but as far as like having that appeal, I don't know. This was going to be a tough sell, I think. It's going to have to be a really, really good movie. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I think it depends on release, what it actually looks like in the trailer. Yeah, it's gonna be harder to sell though. It is on its like 3rd creation. It's not a Batman or a Superman or
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Hellboy is one of those characters that's kind of what's the word I'm looking for? He's not a big draw anyway.
yeah.
So like it already suffers from that. I think as long as it's a good movie, it'll do okay, and the Hellboy fans will go see it no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the last one was good. Like I said, the story was creepy as hell, but I thought the last one was pretty good. It was well done.
I was a fan of the first one.
Yeah, the first one was pretty good with Ron. What is it? Ron Perlman? I think he was the Hellboy.
Mm-hmm.
The Golden Army one was that number 3 was
That's 2, I think.
No, I thought the second.
Were there 3? There was 3.
There's 3 from the first one. Yeah.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna make me look this up.
I think I'm right, but I could be wrong.
Oh, make me look this up. Hold on. Hellboy.
Oh boy, the Crooked Man, the Golden Army, sort of. No, hold on.
Oh,
No, maybe you're right. Maybe the Golden Army is the second one.
boy movies. Yeah. There's Hellboy and Hellboy 2, the Golden
The Harbor's
Army.
not Hellboy in this one?
No, this is another different Hellboy.
Why
Yep.
would they do that?
That's what I mean. You got your 3rd incarnation, so.
So that's this guy in the picture then?
I don't know.
'Cause
I
think
don't
that's
know.
Harbor from the second one.
All right. D&D movie star still has no idea if he's in Detective Pikachu too.
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't really care.
I saw the
about
first
that.
one, was enjoyable, but
Yeah, it was
I'm not,
good, but
I'm not
like,
running to theaters to see the second one.
yeah, but like anybody's like, hey, anybody hear what he had to say? The
Right.
boy's Homelander actor becomes DC's Reverse Flash in fan art. Listen, I've seen this. Cast that man. Cast that man. He could be a Reverse Flash, even though they already did the Flash movie. He
And
certainly
they did
could be
Reverse
the Reverse
Flash
Flash.
on the show.
Yeah, done pretty well, I thought.
Yeah.
I thought that was done pretty well. There was another character that they wanted him to play. I think it was either Sentry or Dracula. They wanted him to play Dracula in the MCU.
Really?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
could see him almost being able to pull that off, though.
Yeah, I could see him being able
Yeah.
to pull that off as well.
'Cause he's gonna have like the
you know
makeup
what?
and stuff.
You know what? We've talked about, how they're going to do it if they ever do it. Mephisto.
It's coming. I just saw a
You
report on
make
Mephisto
him- you
today.
I'm saying you make him Mephisto and you just put him in like a black business suit, so he's just a suave,
they-
smarmy guy.
They cast Borat. Borat is Mephisto.
I like Sacha Baron Cohen, but I still think this guy would be better.
The rumor on him is that he'll be in Ironheart and he'll be in Agatha Coven of Chaos.
Okay.
And they are doing a special like the Guardians of the Galaxy, but Mephisto.
Yeah.
So
I don't know about all that.
we'll see about that. To me, it's like you already said you're slowing it down. Like, let's concentrate on the things you've already said. I think a lot of other things have to come before Mephisto gets a special.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
don't
what
know
else
if
we
you need
got?
to be giving the devil a special for Christmas, by the way.
Well,
Call me
I
crazy.
don't know if it's gonna be a Christmas special. It's just gonna be a special. Silver Surfer is also supposed to get one. Evil Dead Rise needed so much blood, a kitchen was hired to make it.
That's gross.
That sounds about right.
I gotta hear this story.
That's pretty gross.
Jeez, what a bloody franchise! It says it's all proper sticky, icky movie blood, like the real deal. There's no cheating of taking some water and putting red food coloring in it, because that will not do. This was all cooked. We had to hire an industrial kitchen to make the amount of blood that we needed, and it was everywhere. So yeah, it's the real deal, and it splattered all over the screen.
They used 1,700 gallons of stage blood.
You know what? It's usually like corn syrup and pig's blood.
But they had to cook it?
Yeah, because you boil it down so it's not as liquid. It's more viscous.
Oh my god, imagine that.
I mean,
We're
I don't
making
know.
nothing but blood.
It's gross.
Imagine if it tasted nasty too.
Who's
Like,
putting it in their mouth?
But the actors, they get the blood all over them and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
'cause you're
like,
going like this. I'm good on that.
All right, that was interesting. What else here? Knock at the Cabin streaming release date revealed.
Wait a minute. So scroll back up for a second.
Okay.
That's clearly CG, right?
What, her?
Yeah.
No.
You don't think that any part of that is enhanced?
It could be morphed, but I think the actor is there. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, my point is you go to all you know full well that there are plenty of digital effects in this movie, but you're worried about the blood looking real.
The blood.
You can't fake that with computers. Come on.
Yeah. All right. Knock at the Cabin streaming release. Okay. Chris Pratt reveals his spot-on Mario voice and why it's not in the movie.
Who cares?
I want to hear what he has to say about that, and then we'll go on to the main topic. Chris Pratt says there are only a few things we've never heard Mario say. This wahoo! There's a few things like "It's a me, let's go." These types of things. So we're trying to find a way to put that into the movie, but in a way that would be congruent with a storyline of these working class guys from Brooklyn. At one point, I was like, "Can I just say it's me? Try it's a me. It's still me." No, Chris Pratt. This is Mario Brothers, Chris Pratt. We're not trying to ground Mario Brothers, Chris Pratt.
In a world
yeah.
where you're fighting a dragon and mushrooms coming at you, do I really care whether?
Yeah, like why do they? What's this need to feel to ground everything? It's Super Mario Brothers.
Correct.
Yeah, and that's like a hard thing. Like you think about Super Mario plays very well, where like something like The Last of Us was very story driven.
Yes.
So like Super Mario is not really too story driven. It's pretty loose story with like mushrooms and Venus flytraps and things like that.
Going down pipes and collecting coins.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get why everybody has to find this realism, but I guess they're actors and they have to find their way. So I'm not gonna hate on them for that. Figure out whatever you got to figure out to make it good. Those sentences that he said, like it's a Mario, like we want to hear that.
Exactly.
So stop trying to figure out. Yeah, we want to hear it how it's supposed to be. All right.
Woo-hoo.
It's time for the main topic of the show. For the past 3 weeks, or last 2 weeks, we covered John Wick Chapter 1, John Wick Chapter 2, and today, my friends, we are going to cover John Wick Chapter 3.
Parabellum.
I saw this last night with Kamaria. What a wild movie, man.
Oh, yeah.
What a wild movie. Kamaria said, she's like, I felt like there was an hour and a half of action and like 30 minutes of any kind of story beats that go on.
Not really.
And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. But
you'd be surprised.
It's called for that, though. You know what I mean? It's called to do that because John Wick in this one, he's on a hit list. He's been excommunicado, as they say.
Correct.
And he's got a $14 million bounty on his head. And he's basically trying to figure out how to get that bounty off his head and how to get back to normal.
Yeah.
Halle Berry is in this movie. Doing very, very well. Well, I'll let you go. Go ahead. Tell me what you think.
I like this. I've liked all this. Like this whole series has been solid all the way through. I think this has the most like sword play in the out of all the.
Well, because it has to.
Yeah, whether like the other ones were very like gun ballads, like you said. This still has like has its gun ballad, but it also has a lot of like sword play, a lot of knife fights in it.
A lot of hand-to-hand stuff too.
Yeah, a lot of hand-to-hand, like mixed martial arts moves are getting.
Well, because he doesn't have services until the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's all out of services. He's just going from place to place. and again, with my thing, if you watch the last one, I'm like, there's too many assassins. Like everywhere he goes, yeah, like there's people everywhere.
They all hang out in New York.
And I think that's one of the things I liked about this is like he's at the New York Library and there's like a fight in the library. I think he's at like Grand Central and there's a fight at Grand Central.
Yeah.
I that was what cracked me up when I was watching this. I was like, I've been in New York a bunch of times. I've been outside the New York Public Library, but I've never been inside it. So I'm going. I'm assuming that's what it looks like inside. And I've never actually been inside it. I've taken pictures with the lions and done the whole thing, but I've never been inside.
Yeah, when they're in the library and he's like $14 million is a lot of money. He's like, yeah, it gonna mean nothing if you can't spend it.
Right.
He's getting attacked early. Like he's not even excommunicado yet. He's attacked early.
He still had an hour, 40 minutes he had left.
He says, "Who's gonna know?"
Yeah. He gets out of that one. He ends up running through a building, starts fighting all these guys with the knives. There's knives all in the cabinets, and they're
That
just
was a good scene.
throwing
I
knives at
loved
each
that. It
other.
was like
Well,
as soon as I
and-
see that, I was like, "Oh, they're gonna fight with all of these knives." Like you didn't
Yeah.
have that.
Before
set
that, though, remember he gets that gun that he's got to put together, so he has one bullet.
That was
Guy
cool
goes-
too. How he's putting the gun because the bullet didn't fit in the other one. So
Yeah,
he's like,
so-
"Oh, okay, I gotta find one. I gotta make one
yeah.
that'll fit." But this is the thing that got me mad. He made the gun for one shot.
I thought about that too, but he was running out of time. In my head, you fill up the chambers and then set it down where you're putting it. But
Yeah.
It's
And
a
I was
mo-
like,
it's a
"Wait,
movie.
you only did it one shot with that."
it's fine.
Yeah. A new character that's introduced in this movie is the Adjudicator.
Yeah.
So the Adjudicator, she comes and she basically, if you remember from John Wick 2, the manager of the Continental and Larry,
The King of the Bowery.
the Fishburne character, the King of the Bowery, they both helped John Wick in a way. And the Adjudicator is like, well, he was excommunicado. You guys were supposed to kill him. And you didn't do it.
He wasn't incommunicado yet, though. Not when they were helping him. She's just going around saying, "You've been helping him along.
Yes.
And you should have just taken
Because
him
he
out."
killed one of the table.
Right.
And he wasn't supposed to do that. or
And your
something.
fealties to us, not to him.
Yeah.
You should have done what was right for us first, and then worried about yes.
Yeah. So would what's his name? The King of the
Bowery.
The King of the Bowery, since he gave him 7 bullets, they give him 7 cuts.
Well, 7 days first. 7 days to vacate,
Yes.
and then she shows up and she's like, "Are you gonna leave?" He's like, "Nah, fuck you."
Yeah.
Okay,
so
well now you get 7 cuts.
he chooses the cuts. And as far as the man,
And she tells McShane the same thing. You have 7 days to
get your affairs in order. But he tells her, he's like, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I don't know what you guys are thinking, but so John Wick on his travel though, he's going across the world. He meets up with Halle Berry. He has a marker that Halle Berry owes him. But since he's excommunicado,
before we get there,
uh
you go back to visit the tribe he came from. He's
the
Russian.
orphan house.
And he walks in and he's got the cross. He's like, "You owe me my ticket."
Yeah.
And she's like, "You can never remember." They burn him, and she's like, "You can never." come back."
And they burn an upside down cross on his back.
Yes.
Oh, that was like a
Oh,
creepy,
how
gross
about
part.
the
With the
doctor?
ballerina and her toenail.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
How about the doctor right before he even that where he just before he becomes excommunicado, he's like, "Doc, you got 15 seconds," and then he goes, "They're never gonna believe I didn't help you afterward."
Yeah, so
He's like,
he
"No,
goes
you're
to
fine."
the doctor.
He
He goes to the doctor. Doctor, he's like, I got 5 minutes. And the
Right.
doctor's like, okay. And he sews him halfway. Then the time runs out. So he sews himself the rest of the way.
Yes.
And then the doctor actually tells him, take those pills up there. And the doctor's like, they're going to know I helped you. They're even going to know that I told you about the medicine. So he lifts up his shirt. And he's just like, you got to, bang. John Wick already knows it. He's just like, bang.
Below
And then
my
he's like,
floating rib.
he's like, one's not going to do it. You got to do
Bang.
2. Bang. He's like, bang.
No thought process. Like, yeah, no, I got it.
Is that the key maker?
The doctor's going, hold on a second. He's like, no, I gotta go, dude. Like, you understand? Everybody's after me.
Is that the key maker from Matrix?
No, I'm not sure. I think it might be.
It
There's
might
a lot
be,
of
right?
the same actors in these that if you
Mhm.
notice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he gets he goes to his orphanage after that. They give him passage, but they kick him out of the orphanage. He's not part of that tribe anymore, and they give him passage overseas. And he goes to see
John
Halle
Donnie.
Berry. Yeah, he goes to see Halle Berry. He says to Halle Berry, "You owe me." He has a marker with her fingerprint on it, and she's like, "You basically just messed up everything by coming here."
It is the key
But-
maker. I just looked it up.
Okay, cool. You messed everything up by coming here because now I'm screwed either way.
Yeah.
If I help you, I'm screwed. You know what I mean? If I kill you, I'm screwed. Like if I go after, because she already knows you'll kill me. I think that's the point that she's making. Like I'm screwed either way. So she decides to help him, and she has
And
the
I don't
dope dogs. She has the dogs. Those dogs. I thought
There were
one of them
some
was
great attack dogs.
Yeah.
Like,
When you find
they're
out the reason
feisty.
that her marker is that he helped her get her daughter clear.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I don't want to know where she is because basically they can use it against me. And I might go try and find her, so don't tell me.
Is she in part 4?
Might be. Who knows? I don't know. I don't think they've said yet. She could be. There's only a couple people who can't be at this point.
Yeah. So they go to see. What do they call this guy that they go to see?
I'll look it up. It's basically her boss. More or less.
He's because the other guy they see later, he's the man above the table, right?
He's the elder. He's above.
He's above the table. Yeah.
Yeah. The guy's his character name's Barada, but I don't know. He's her boss. Yeah.
And they go.
He's also the guy from Game of Thrones that was the sword the midget sword. I can't remember.
Yeah, he's Bronn from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he's Bronn.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite characters in Game of Thrones. When I saw him, I was like, it's Bronn!
Yeah.
So they go to him because he knows how to find the one above the table.
Yes.
And so he ends up telling them how to find it. But there's a price for it. Yeah, there's a price for it. And what was the first price? There was something before the first price, and there's a reason why he shot the dog, because she didn't want to give him something.
Well, no, he says that in every whatever there's a transactional.
There's a consequence.
Contract.
Every action. Yeah.
It's in a social contract. There's a transactional nature to it. And I gave you information, so now you owe me something. I guess I'll just take this dog. She's like, you can't have my dog. He's like, I guess I'm going to shoot it then.
Yeah, but it's bulletproof.
Well, I think he misses.
He misses,
just to prove a point.
Oh, I thought he got the dog. I thought he got it because she had
no.
Because she remember she picks up the
because that's why John Wood looks at her like, don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah, he's like, just don't do it.
The dog's not dead. You know what I mean? He's like, don't do it.
And then later, remember she says, well, he shot my dog. He goes, no, I get that.
He's like, I get it.
So they end up killing that guy. And his whole crew.
No, she doesn't.
He doesn't die?
She shoots him in the groin. They have their firefight around the dog, and then she walks up and John says, "Don't do it." So she shoots him in the knee, and they walk out.
That's right.
So he could show up again because he's definitely not dead at the end of that.
Yeah, and I like the whole action scene with them two getting out of the building, like
with the dogs attacking.
Dogs are awesome, bro. I would love to have 2 dogs like that, bro.
I like how it ran up her back and up the wall to get the guy.
Yes.
Yeah, so dope. So they get out of there. They get in a car, and the guy basically says you have to go to the edge of the desert or something, and then look up.
Walk until you think you're gonna die, and then he'll
and
find
then you look up, and then you'll see whatever. So she takes him to the desert. She's like, "Yo, you're on your own."
Yeah. Well, yeah. How about she pours water for the dogs?
Oh yeah.
And then he says something like consequences or something like that. She drinks the rest of it, swishes it around in her mouth, and then spits a little bit back.
Yeah, it says there you go, and he takes it.
He takes it.
He takes
and
it,
he must have drank it because later you don't see him with it.
Yeah, you know he's gonna need that. So he ends up walking through this whole thing. Another subplot while he's walking is the adjudicator.
Yes.
Goes to the I'm gonna call him the Asian guy because I don't know particularly what nationality he is, but they're like the ninja guys, and they go to him, and they basically tell him that we want John Wick dead.
They call him his character name is Zero.
Yeah, Zero, and they want John Wick dead, and they're like the master assassins or something like that. They're creme de la creme who work for the table.
Or I don't know, but yeah. Because I have a feeling that the people that show up at the end are a little bit higher profile, but she specifically contracts him to go get John.
Yeah. So John.
How about when she eats the blowfish? Like, yeah. So what?
Because the blowfish, because Kamaria said, she said, if you make blowfish the wrong way, you could die.
Deadly.
It's deadly.
Yeah, but
I was like, oh.
You know, if you kill me, you're dead too. So she just whatever.
Yeah. So then John Wick makes it to the edge of the desert, falls out, and he's picked up, and he's brought to the man above the table. and basically he's telling the man above the table, I just want to be redeemed. I want to be done with this. And so basically the
Well,
man,
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, the man
I
above the
read it
table
quickly. Go
says
ahead.
there's only one way. He's like, there is a way to save you, but you would have to go kill the manager
Winston.
of the Continental.
Yeah.
And something else, and he ends up having to chop off his finger as fealty. That's just crazy. If you chop
I
it
think
off
it
your
has his
finger.
wedding ring on it too,
Well,
right?
that's it. So
Yeah.
because remember he says to him, he's like, I've never seen a man fight so hard to get back to where he started. And
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I get it, but you know what? I got out of this to be with my wife, and
Yeah.
at least I want to remember her and our life together, one
Yeah.
way or another.
He could
He's
go
like,
on
well,
living.
you can do that. He goes, you can
He-
die, or you can do that and work for us.
Yeah, he said, I'd rather work for them for the rest of my life just so I could be able to remember her. You know
And
what I
that's
mean?
that's why he makes him cut that finger off.
It's crazy. Like he
Because-
chopped the
remember,
finger
because
off,
he hands
and
him the ring.
then they put
They burn it off. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, that's
that's
what, remember, because he takes the ring off and hands it to him.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
You're right. You're more important than this right now, but yeah.
Yeah. Which leads me to believe that whatever final John Wick movie, he's gonna go against that guy, and then he's gonna get that
Maybe.
ring back. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
So he
At
ends
least
up.
they made a smart thing taking this finger, because if they took like a trigger finger, it's kind of hard to.
Yeah, I'm sure they thought about that before they did that. So they give him a brand new suit. They give him an all black suit, looking
Looks
fresh.
badass too, right?
Yeah, and he comes back to New York City, but he ends up running into the Zero guy, and it's basically a race to the Continental. And when they get to the Continental, John puts his hand on the step, and the guy's about to kill him, and the concierge comes out and says, "Stop! There'll be no business done on the grounds."
That was another good like action scene because they're racing on like motorcycles.
Yes.
And they're
yes.
That's a really good.
The Sharon, who's played by Lance Reddick, who died this week, by the way, at 60.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm assuming he's in part 4.
I would think. And it's probably
he's
his
in
last
part
movie.
4.
It's probably his last movie.
I wondered that was this going to be like his last movie?
It might be.
Unless there's something he did before that'll get released afterward, but
yeah. So John Wick goes inside the Continental.
and
he goes up,
and Zero.
and
they both
Zero
go in.
goes in there as well.
How about he sits on the couch and Zero sits right next to him?
Right next to him. He's just looking that way.
It's like, come on, man. And then
But you
he
come to
goes-
find out that Zero really respects John Wick.
well, he's fanboys out on him.
Yeah, he's
He's like
fanboy.
fanboying out, and like he's got the dog licking his face and stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, is this the dog? This is the dog? No, asshole.
No,
the other
it's not
dog's
the
dead.
dog.
This is dog number 2. We're not friends. We
Yeah.
might be in the same business. We're not friends.
So John Wick meets up with Wilson. The adjudicator comes down, and basically the manager says, "Well, I'm not giving up the Continental."
Uh-huh.
And John Wick is like, "Well, so that's war. You're gonna go to war with these. What do you call it?" He's like, "Oh, it's a skirmish. It's like
Something like that.
it's a little skirmish."
And then
So-
she says, you're gonna shoot him though, right? He's like, I don't think that I will. And remember, he hands him the gun back.
Yeah, and so basically, the assassins are sent after the manager and everybody else in there.
Well,
Because the hotel has, what did he say? The hotel has been deconsecrated.
I love the language they use in
Yeah.
this too, because it's not like it's deconsecrated.
Yeah,
And then
and so
it's
you
called
see
in,
all
see the
those like
stamp and
assassin
everything?
type people trying to check out of the hotel.
And I love the when they do that stuff. There's like a computer, and it's like a super old computer, like a Commodore 64. or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
that
I
they're
love that
taping
little
on.
section where the messages go through.
Yeah.
and all that.
All those women are with the rockabilly hair and the tattoos.
Yeah. I love that. So everybody's trying to get out of the Continental, and John Wick is like, "So services are back in order," and he's like, "Yeah." He's like,
well,
"What do you
under the
need?"
circumstances,
He said, "I need guns. I need a lot of guns."
I feel like that was a line from The Matrix, right?
I think so.
That
Like,
might
was
have
like a
been,
tongue-in-cheek,
yeah.
like reference to The Matrix.
Yeah, that little homage to that. Pretty good. they go in, and of course he has plethora of guns in his little safe room and all that
Yep.
stuff. And then the concierge like, oh yeah, this is the bullet. Like this is the ones we got to
Well,
use.
no, not initially. Remember, he goes, you might want to get something a little bit better. They've upgraded.
No, but
the
that's what I
armor."
mean. He tells them these are the ones we got to use and stuff.
Yes.
So then they go out there, and when they're shooting, they can't pierce the armor.
Well, they
So they-
got to shoot him multiple times.
Yeah, they have to get close and get them like in between where the skin is and
I
stuff.
will say this: I had to keep my count moving because somebody would pop up. I'm like, all right, well,
Yeah.
that guy's not quite dead. Oh, now he's dead.
Yeah, like he's basically just knocking them down just so he can go back to him. But when they get back to the room, it's hilarious because
Yes.
he's like upgrades or something. He's like,
He's like,
yes,
he goes,
upgrade.
armor piercing.
But then they go to the shotguns.
Those are bad.
Yeah, he's like, they
Those
are not-
shotguns were like automatic shotguns, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Slugs.
They
Armor
have the
piercing
whole the
slugs.
clips all around their bellies and all that stuff, and they go to work with that. And then eventually they get to Zero and John fighting.
Well, they go upstairs, remember, and he fights
The
he
two
fights
guys,
just two guys.
hilarious when he beats
Well,
them.
Well, no, he fights two guys initially. Then
Yeah,
he fights the next two guys. They're like, he's a little old. Let's let him back up. You know that.
yeah.
kind of
But remember, he beats them, and then
He
they're
does.
on the ground, and he's like, "I'll be seeing you." And they
Which
kind
is,
of,
I think that's code for, hey, I could kill you right now.
yeah. So they just like
Because
they're
I think
like,
that's,
and they go
but
back
that's
down
happened
to
a couple times now.
yeah.
If you think about it, in every single movie, he said that and could have killed the person
Yeah.
right there and
So
walked
they gave
away.
that look like, oh, he's gonna let us live. We're just gonna
Right.
fake like we're dead right now. And I
Right.
love that part of it. I love that. So they get to the end. Zero and him fight. He defeats Zero by
Just got to
stab.
catch my breath.
Yeah,
I'll be
but
seeing you,
John
John.
doesn't let him live.
Well, he says, I'll be seeing you, John. He's like, no, you won't.
No, you
Oh.
won't. Yeah,
And that's
Yeah.
another good, like,
because
you know,
because he
sword
probably thought
fight.
all the ones that he let live before, that he was in the same position that he was gonna live.
Right.
John didn't know. You're done.
Well, as soon as he walks away, he slumps
tips
over.
over,
Like, yeah,
yeah.
you know,
It's like,
he's
"You're
not.
done." And then it's the adjudicator,
Winston.
Wilson, and John. And
Parlay?
yeah. But the adjudicator's like, well, this was just a show of power and stuff. You just want to stay the manager. He's like, yeah, I just want to, everything as it is. And she's like, all right, fine. But John, you got to kill John Wick.
No, she said, what are we gonna do with him? He's like, well, obviously he has to die.
Yeah, obviously
Bang,
he has
bang,
to
bang,
die.
bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang. Which I think they did that on purpose. Like, I think he still likes John.
I think they had a conversation before that's off screen that you're going to see in the next movie.
Hmm.
Like, look, even if this goes right, they're never letting you walk away like that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make it look like, that's my guess.
Yeah.
Because it certainly looks like from the trailer for number 4 that they're on cool terms again. Because if I'm John and you shoot me and I go flying off a building like that, why are we friends?
Yeah. So he gets his the has been consecrated again. The hotel's back. Adjudicator goes down to get into her car. She's like, wait a minute. And she goes to check the alleyway. John Wick is gone. So he
Yeah,
goes up to him. He's like, John Wick's gone, blah, blah, blah. He's like, well,
that's your problem.
what do you want me to do about it? You know what I mean? And she's like, well, if he shows up, it's your problem or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And she leaves. And then we come to see that the king of the Bari has picked up John, brought him back to his spot, and he has all the slashes on his face from the 7 cuts. And he says to John, are you angry or are you mad yet, John?
Are you
And-
pissed off?
Are you pissed off? And John Wick looks up, and he looks hurt, man. Like his eyes, I like how they made his eyes like bloodshot, like he really fell off a building. And he's like, yeah.
Well, I
And then-
love how John's alive even before you get to that scene, because you see that when him and the adjudicator are talking, you see the dog run out of the hotel.
Yeah, I didn't think that was.
That's
gonna
how
kill
you
him.
know, because the dog's running to John,
Yeah.
and the next time you see the dog, he's in the
So that leads us to John Wick 4, which is gonna be nuts.
Nope, man by himself again.
Well, he's got help now because the King of the
Well,
Bar
he's
is gonna
got yeah,
because he wants the table dead.
yeah.
He wants the table dead. And I'm sure John wants the table dead, and I'm sure it's just good. It all has to find its way back to the man above the table
Right.
eventually. Yeah. All right. So what's the kill count?
Okay, so couple things. Remember this opening scene where the scene we're talking about with all the knives? If you count the guys running in there, 8 guys running after him. He only kills 5. So there's 3 guys that either didn't go all the way upstairs or whatever. How about we glossed over the fact that he killed people using horses?
Oh yeah,
That was so badass. The first time I saw that, I'm like, oh I never saw that coming. Okay, so first movie was 69. Last movie was I think 115. I forgot to look at my notes again.
Something like that, yeah.
What do you think the his kill count? Just his kill count.
I'm gonna stick around the same 110.
Phil?
I think he killed a few more, so it might be like 120 now.
So just his kill count is 92.
Okay.
92. Okay.
But if you include Halle Berry in that, because it's likely that if Halle Berry's not in the scene that he's in, he's got to kill those people as well. With her kill count is 42. I'm sorry, her kill count is.
Wow, she killed 4.
Her kill count is 46.
Mm-hmm.
So together it would be 138. I'm not counting the concierge killed some people. I'm also not counting some other people. So yeah, if you count those two, it's 138. He kills who else? What else is wild? Halle Berry is only shooting people, trying to kill people for 7 minutes, from minute 56 to minute 1 hour 3 minutes. How many people do you think she? So I already said, but she kills 46 people in 7 minutes. And I'm not killing the dog kills like 2 or 3 people by itself. I'm counting people she actually shoots. So yeah. How about do you drink the? I wrote this down. Do you drink the water she gave you?
I mean, knowing where he has to walk, you got no choice. You know what I mean?
I would probably drink the water she gave.
Yeah,
even though it
that
came out
little
of her
bit
mouth.
might be what saves you right there. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, she gave it to the dog, so you got to trust that it's at least clean.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I would be interested in a spinoff with her because they laid a nice little backstory for her, like her daughter and stuff. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a story where the table knows that she helped John, so now they're coming after her and her daughter. You know what I mean?
There's nothing to say that doesn't happen in this next movie.
It could happen in the next movie too. But I feel like she's got a whole story in herself because remember she wasn't always the hotel manager.
Right.
She was, John Wick kind of level back in days, which with the marker that he had and all the other stuff. So she has a backstory. So I think that's pretty cool. I shout out to Keanu Reeves, like for creating his own type of stuff, man. Yeah. Like just watching this movie, I am excited if there's ever a Berserker show.
If it's anything like this,
it's come on, you know what I mean? Like, and he doesn't have to worry about dying. Like, it's gonna be crazy. But shout out to Keanu Reeves, man. Like, I remember when he used to have the Bill and Ted Excellent Adventures, and people would just like play him, and then he just became like a mega superstar. Like his thing went up, and then the Matrix put him in a whole nother level, and he had Speed,
Dracula,
like he's just a megastar. But then he just went away. You know what I mean? And
he does projects that he wants to do.
Then he went to like stuff he wanted to do, and like John Wick, like amazing.
Johnny Mnemonic. Have you ever seen Mnemonic? It's a great movie.
Great stuff for John Wick. Shout out. All right.
So 42 people on Continental grounds. Just on Continental. That's in 22 minutes. He kills 15 guys before they get the armor piercing bullets. Then he kills 22 in like 3 minutes. Because if you remember, it's like just they're blowing people's heads off. The best kill for me in the whole movie, though, is the one in Grand Central Station where he stabs the dude in the head and he turns to him and he goes, Was he one of yours? He goes, well, he used to be.
I like that thing where they just disappeared. Like
Yes.
that was just wow.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty
And then when the kid's walking from him, he's like, see, that's what makes you special, John. I wouldn't have stopped.
cool. Yeah. All right. So that's John Wick 3, y'all. Hopefully we get to see John Wick 4 next weekend. And we can do John Wick 4. All right. That brings us to the end of our show. We want to thank everybody for watching tonight. If you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Remember that we will be back here next Sunday again at 5 p.m. And then we'll be back here tomorrow at 8 p.m. for the new keys and hot comics of the week, where we show you the keys of the week and all the books that are coming out on New Comic Book Day on Wednesday, so you can be better prepared to get your new comic books. I do want to let y'all know we are dropping videos like crazy on this channel. Literally every day we're having something new. There's Last of Us episode 9 season finale review up. There's our Bad Batch episode 9 through 12 review. I went out and did a little walk with comics, which is coming out tomorrow. I just went out to like Plum Point and brought some comics with me. And it was a little cold, so I didn't stay long, but it was a nice, interesting little video. Phil sent me some stuff. We're gonna get some of his stuff out there, and the content is flowing. And you guys are responding because our reviews are going up, and we appreciate it. But remember, you got to hit the like button. Hitting the like button is very, very important because it lets it lets the YouTubes know that people want to see more, and it sends it out to more people. So remember, next Sunday, 5 p.m. here. Tomorrow, 8 p.m. here. And hopefully Cliff will be with us for the new keys of the week. So that is episode number 30 here on March 19, 2023 of the Film and Box Office News. I want to thank you guys for watching. Phil, Green Shirt Guy, thank you for being a part of this. Love you guys. And for all you guys out there watching, we thank you for watching. We love you. Be safe out there, and we'll see you next time.